as opposed to say, oh, I've got this new shiny thing and I'm going to build this thing. Well, the shiny thing has a foundation that is repeatable, that can be done over and over again. And that's where you start versus like trying to actually reinvent the wheel, as they say.
Would you say that's your business strategy?
100%.
100%. Okay. So we didn't ask that question because you beat us to the punch. But I do have a question that's looming right now. And then I'm going to turn it over to Brian because I'm
talk a while about this.
Yeah, I'm sure you could. I'm sure you could.
Yeah, from an energy perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like in the energy market, like that's what you're going to see is the prevailing trend over the next 5-10 years.
All right. Well, Brian, take it away for a personal hack.
Okay. Yeah. So based on some of that too, and Vance, some of the background you've had, what's a personal hack that is going to help you stay rooted and moving forward?
And happy, being close to the first.
Mm-hmm.
It just was. Go ahead.
I feel like it resonates so much with society now, like the whole red pill, blue pill thing, and just more for me, like just the just changing your framework of like what is possible is so powerful. And there's so many people, like even when I interview people, when I talk to friends and stuff.
All right. Okay. We are again, Brian, another checkmate. I mean, we're starting to get pretty good at this.
Absolutely. We just got to let the technology catch up with me and you, right?
We're doing so many checkmates. I think Facebook is kind of lagging behind. They're like, this is too many checkmates in one day, too many strategies. So, we created this idea, Vance, of this checkmate because the world runs a little better if they have a strategy of how to get more successful, more abundant, more impact, more positivity. So, Brian brought you on the show, and I'm going to have him share how he met you and give you a little intro. But we're really excited to have your theme because I got a little gander at it, and I'm excited to hear your strategy.
Cool. Right.
Absolutely.
Thanks, man.
So Vance and I have known each other for over 20 years. Actually, 25 now. So
yeah,
time's flying. Yeah. So we've been all over the United States together, sharing meals and sharing dirt when we were both in the military together. Vance moved on, was at the White House, and then he came into commercial industry and has just worked some strategic jobs for the government. And then now he's in the commercial sector. And now he's out in Austin, and he shared with me a few days ago a project he's working on there that's a huge jump forward for most people, and just was very key and something I think for this with Checkmate. As you know, we're putting 52 strategists together to share strategy from those individuals, and not maybe just a few of them in the same industry or same genre, right? Exactly. Right behind you. That would be the cover. And today, Vance, I appreciate you being here. And I did a quick thumbnail, but if you want to jump in and give us a little more data about you and kind of what you're doing, and then we'll jump into kind of your strategies and your personal hacks.
So cool. Thanks, man. Yeah, it's great. It's an honor to be here, guys. Yeah. What's that, Ken?
I was saying it's all you. Just share whatever you'd like about having the audience know where you're born, wherever you want to go with it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, background-wise, I'm a West Point grad, so I went to Fort Bragg, jumped out a few airplanes, and then was also at Fort Campbell, Kentucky, the 101st Airborne, and then worked at the White House for a little bit. And while I was at the White House, ran the continuity of the presidency program. I was kind of like number 3 guy in that office, and so that's all the stuff that's related to like continuity of the presidency, right? So all sorts of secret facilities and stuff. And then left there and took over the Department of Defense Continuity of Operations program in February 2001. And so I led that program through the events of September 11th. And did that for a few years after September 11th, and then kind of bounced around in all sorts of like technology spaces. Really kind of ended that time in my life after about 18 years doing a lot of like legal technology work for the big energy companies. So Chevron, BP, Shell, those guys. And then most recently for several years, kind of stumbled across this technology that help you shoot guns better. Like really fast. And so I made a run at that. Got to train with most of the guys, do a lot of like really fun stuff with most of those super high level folks. And then my current opportunity, current job I'm working on is as a real estate development in Austin called Greenport and Emerald Island, and so I'm chief of staff for that project. Greenport will be it is in development as a private international airport, fairly large corporate complex, as well as a data center complex, and so should be here within a few weeks, being able to like share who the our first hyperscaler data center client is. And so in the data center world, there's data centers, which is kind of like all the like run of the mill stuff. And then the hyperscalers of like the super big data centers that are out there that are the Googles, the Facebooks, the Microsofts and Amazons and those guys of the world. And there are a few others. And then just with connections that I have and one of the directors as well on the project, we're kind of really one of our tenants have started climbing this as a private national laboratory. And so we have all sorts of people from the DoD and intelligence community that are like wanting to hold space here. And then Emerald Island will kind of be the vision for it is kind of like Las Vegas 2.0. So if you could imagine, like, if you could build Las Vegas from the ground up today, like what that would look like, and it's really inspiring. Like we have the former head of Caesars Hospitality, so Caesars Casino that works for us, the man that developed the Woodlands in Texas, who developed Fairfax, Virginia, and a bunch of other places. Yeah, it'll be an exciting time. So,
What
and
an
then.
exciting life.
Yeah, it's one of these times I shared with Brian. This is like one of those times where it's kind of like a capstone project. Like this is the kind of thing I will spend the rest of my life doing. And, it really takes advantage of like all the things that I've done from a big strategic perspective all the way down to a tactical perspective. And it's one of those things that honestly, like just coming across people that really kind of see the things that you have to offer, and find resonance there and like the ability to like kind of work in that environment's really special, as opposed to like going and just punching the clock somewhere.
Opens up so many questions. So this is not supposed to be a 2-hour show, Brian. You were warning them. You can't tell.
I tell you, the conversations keep getting bigger and bigger, Ken. We're going to need a bigger book.
So
Yeah.
Vance, short answers to this because we're only going to put so much real estate in this. But did you ever think when you were younger and you some 25 years ago when you met Brian that you'd have this much to say and this much that you've done? I mean, it seems like unfathomable.
I agree. Yeah, no, I never would have thought that. I mean, and I've kind of like just hit the wave caps of most of it. Yeah, and I have a lot of kind of my friend group in Austin. There's a lot of younger people, like late 30s and stuff like that. And it's interesting to have the perspective that I do, being 2 decades older than they are. But I really encourage people just to say yes.
Yeah, and it's so funny that one strategy is just say no. And it's funny, both the strategy, you have to watch what you're saying yes to and what you're saying no to. But I agree with you. A yes opens up opportunities, and it also gets people to see you're willing to believe.
Yeah, right on. And more than anything, despite like people's concepts of innovation, it's really kind of gets to like one of the core things that Brian and I talked about when he was here in Austin, like when you have an approach to like doing big things, and the reference that I use for this is actually a book on how big things get done. That's the name of it, and it's written by I think this guy's like some Northern European, like Bern Flyberg or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
He studied like all the like super huge projects that are out there, like massive dams, massive airports, all those things, and like the core thing that he came back to, which is kind of like how I've run my life and how we're running Greenport, is like, what's the Lego piece of your project? Like, what's the piece that you can build, that you can do right now, and that you can replicate and just do it over and over and over again. And then you innovate from that, like once it's built, as opposed to say, oh, I've got this new shiny thing and I'm going to build this thing. Well, the shiny thing has a foundation that is repeatable, that can be done over and over again. And that's where you start versus like trying to actually reinvent the wheel, as they say.
Would you say that's your business strategy?
100%.
100%. Okay. So we
Yeah.
didn't ask that question because you beat us to the punch. But I do have a question that's looming right now. And then I'm going to turn it
Okay.
over to Brian because I'm being a little bit of a hog right now. But I'm just so, I am really blown away by how many things I can think of that I want to talk to you about. So we're going to
Sure.
go with one more. A gun that helps you aim and hit faster. I mean, what kind of technology does that?
Yeah, it's not really a gun. It's actually a neurostimulation
Okay.
device. And so this device that I came across reverses the stress response in the body.
Hmm.
And so like what we were, and there's gaps in my career that I don't talk about, at least in public forums like this. And so like when we were taught how to shoot, right? Most of us, they were taught, oh, you can only like accurately make decisions for the brain, like in an oil can size about right in front of you. It's just how the brain works.
Mm-hmm.
And I was working with some guys, and using this device, right? So I hook it up to them. We go to the range and shoot some stuff. And all of a sudden, I'd had this one guy that would literally, not even looking, like way out here in his peripheral vision, would aim and shoot and hit
Wow.
one bullet. And I had one of my sponsors was the chief science officer for a organization not to be named, and she saw that and she was like just really flabbergasted by it. And so what we kind of surmised is it's like turns off the stress response so that your brain can like make decisions way out here in the periphery under high stress. And I would see that not only in the range but in guys in action and stuff like that too. Is pretty cool.
Well, we were starting off with this would be a project in a book that could not be named, but we decided that was going to hold back the.
Sure.
All right, Brian,
Yeah.
go for it, brother.
All right. So if you, I guess you kind of told us what your 100% was. If you had to put that in one clear sentence, what would you call it?
One clear sentence. Yeah, if I had the book like How Big Things Get Done, I would do it. I would probably open that up. But it's build what can be built today, not what you want to build tomorrow.
Mm.
That like or take a Lego approach to it, right? Lego, there's little pieces, right? And you just keep stacking on them to create something. And so like what Byrne described in that book is very much like the places where projects get in trouble is where they're saying, "Oh, I'm going to build this new thing," and they build the new thing versus like the current thing that gets you to the new thing, and so
Mm.
that's where problems occur.
That would be a
Gotcha.
problem. Yeah. So that's a good.
Over budget, over schedule, all those things.
Yeah, and it's kind of proof of concept. If this is such a great idea, prove it, make it, and can you duplicate it? And then
Yeah,
is it scalable at an affordable rate that we can actually see it? That's
yeah,
good.
totally. Yeah, I mean, do I have time to go into a quick example of that?
Sure.
I don't like cursing, so I'm going to say heck yeah.
So, take for example, like one of the aspects of that we're doing at Greenport is creating energy, right? And so most if you're in Texas, you're familiar with like the problems that we have, the oversupply or oversubscription on the energy grid here. And so most people that are building data centers or anything that's a large energy draw on the grid, we're building production capabilities or generation capabilities, what's called behind the meter. So we're creating our own energy. And so as you know, right, as you have a project that's going to say, let's one gigawatt in a year, and then in 10 years, it's going to be 12 gigawatts of energy. Well, a gas turbine generator can only create so much energy, where a small nuclear reactor, which is like one of the kind of prevailing edges of the energy production world, and so we're building that into our plan. So the gas turbines that we have, the kind of tail end infrastructure of these things is basically the same or very similar to what these gas turbines are. And so we're able to literally, when we get these SMRs that we have on order here in 2 3 years, right? We're just able to plug those into the supply station that we have in the number that we need in order to like allocate for that and to allow that type of new technology to help us produce 12 gigawatts of power.
SMR.
Small modular reactor.
And isn't it funny that we're returning to something we knew I don't know, 70 years ago, 60 years ago, nuclear energy. It's just, I find it interesting.
Yeah, I could talk a while about this.
Yeah, I'm sure you could.
Yeah.
I'm sure you could.
Yeah. From an energy perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I,
Yeah. I feel like in the energy market, like that's what you're going to see is the prevailing trend over the next 5, 10 years.
all right. Well, Brian, take it away for the personal hack.
Okay, yeah. So based on some of that too, and Vance, some of the just the background you've had, what's a personal hack that is going to help you stay rooted and moving forward?
And happy.
Personal hack and happy. Honestly, man, like, I mean, this will probably sound trite for most people, but like, um, using AI, has been, one of the probably most time saving efficiency hacks for me. And so like and this speaks to like some of the tech stuff I've done previously. And so I built my own LLM for the stuff that we're doing at Greenport. And so, everything that we have from laws that govern us, because we're part of what we do is, created legislatively by the state of Texas. And so it's one of the advantages that we have over other places. And so all the legislation, all the laws, all the things that we've written, like I've loaded it into this LLM. And so now I have basically, an assistant that knows everything that we do and the legal basis for what we can do. So I can, like, anything you can imagine. And so based off of this, like, I'm able to create like AI agents that do bookkeeping, that do operations things, that process invoices, that reach out to customers, like all those type of things that, you know, normally I would have, I don't know, 20, 30 people like doing a lot of this stuff that I can do with like myself or two or three people.
Well, I had when I first met you, which was very long time ago. It was just before the show. So
Yeah.
I said, let me get my information over to you. So I send my LinkedIn, I send all my channels, I send my books, I'm sending everything. I send my photos, and I said, okay, Vance, send me everything you got. And he says, here you go, buddy. That's what I got for you. So
There you go.
I almost feel like this is your personal hack.
It is. Yeah,
Yeah,
it
because
is. I
it,
agree.
it's beautiful. Because if you live this
Thank
message,
you.
you are you're enjoying life.
Yeah, it's one of the things I'm at a place in life, man, that I've really, I've appreciated my two marriages that I've been in, 32 years of marriage, three kids and a grandkid. And I've really come to a place of like just being grateful. And I've found that the more thankful and grateful that I am for the people and things that occur to me, like the more those things come to me.
Yeah, and I'll just say that what I believe this message dictates is more abundance coming back to you.
Yeah, it really does feel that way, Ken. You're right. Yeah, thanks for bringing that up.
Well, I think we're ready for the what we call the programming of Vance. Like, what is your favorite? This, that, and this, because whatever your favorite is kind of how you become Vance, I believe. So I'll start off this time with
Ah,
what book
okay.
changed your life. Now you've kind of alluded to one book. Was that the book that changed your life, or is there another one?
The book that changed my life.
Not the R factor. You can't use that
Yeah,
one.
yeah. You can't use our.
Yeah, I would, from a business perspective, I mean, how big things get done is probably the book. It was like when I was at the Pentagon doing the continuity of operations program there, like we had to, I mean, this will spark a whole nother conversation, but like we had to rewrite the entire continuity of operations plan for DoD. And our deadline was August 31st, 2001.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
And yeah, and so it's no small task, right? And so like the way we did that was kind of how we're doing Greenport, right? Take the pieces, the chunks that we can do and break it up. And it's similar to, I think, when I looked at a lot of things in life, it's even like when Brian and I did stuff together when we were in the Army, right? We did the things that we knew how to do and we did them really well. And
Right.
and so it just makes, especially nowadays with younger people, I've found like, creating success for yourself to just do those things over and over and over again creates success and the feeling of success for people, you know.
Brian?
Yeah, that's pretty good. I like that. And what a deadline, huh? 1 month.
Right. Dude, I could go
I
up
mean,
this. We could fill
the ink
hours with
wasn't even
September 11
dry.
stuff.
The ink wasn't dry on that plan when you had to implement. It probably had not finished staffing for approval. But just jump into a motion picture. What motion picture resonates?
Yeah.
Or favorite movie?
Yeah. Matrix.
Matrix.
Yeah. The original. Yeah.
You know, isn't that the truth? They never came back and did anything close to the first.
Mm-hmm.
It just was.
Yeah.
Good.
I feel like it resonates so much with society now, like the whole red pill, blue pill thing, you know, and just more for me, like just the like, you know, the just changing your framework of like what is possible
Mm-hmm.
is so powerful. And there's so many people, like even when I interview people or when I talk to friends and stuff, like it surprises me like how many people the first thing out of the mouth is, oh, that's not possible, or I can't do this, or it's something negative about it versus like just like what if, you know, find something that can be done around it and do it versus like talking about not doing it.
Yeah,
And it Matrix is very much like that to me.
yeah, I think that goes along the lines of reminding people this is not a dress rehearsal. This is the real thing.
Yeah. Right on. Yeah, right on, Ken.
All right. So
I tell you, I say it all the time. There's nothing that you can't do.
Exactly. Where's
Because
that?
it's really up to us, right? We say that, right? And if you give people the knowledge and you empower them to go, you put them and let them plug into their network and let them go with tenacity. You shouldn't be able to slow them down. They should just take off. And then it's up to them to just how big their mind wants to be.
Yeah.
So Vance, we're down to the last couple questions. Who's a hero or who's someone you'd want to meet that you haven't met? You can name two if you'd like.
That's a good question, man. Honestly, Elon Musk. I would love like 10 minutes with the guy, you know. I mean, and that just kind of came. Yeah, that just kind of came to me. There's been others through the years, but especially with like everything going on now, that'd be dope to like have a few minutes with the guy.
Yeah, just don't do it in public.
20 or 30. Yeah, he's got 20 or 30 things going on mentally right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. Okay.
The drum roll.
The quote that is kind of what you tell everybody every day or that you live by.
Oh, I don't know. A quote. Probably that GIF I sent Ken, man, honestly. Like the reason he got it so quickly is because it stays kind of at the top of the GIF list. I really do live by that. And so yeah, I be grateful, you know, and it's, you know, and I've talked with a fair amount of people, like how do you create gratitude in yourself? And you know, there's some places they say, yeah, you have a practice of gratitude. And so like with my partner now, like we literally end and open every day with a practice of gratitude for each other. And yeah, and it's really powerful. It just kind of ends and frames every day with that level of appreciation for life is huge.
I totally agree. I did my first book about keep smiling, which are these guys, which I look forward to meeting.
Oh, sweet.
And what I noticed is that when you smile, you are probably drawing off the energy of gratitude. And when you do that, you shift.
Oh, totally.
You'd shift whatever negatives coming off or into you out of you.
Right on.
Yeah, and you can't hear and talk at the same time. You also can't be mad and be grateful at the same time. So you're going to be a happy person if you're in gratitude.
Yeah.
Well, man,
yeah, there you go,
dude. Man, you're super cool.
And,
awesome.
And sometimes you got to be double good.
Yeah, exactly. So how do people connect with you? Do you want people to connect with you? As a question. How do people follow you?
Sure. I don't.
You seem like a person that might not.
I don't.
All right, so you're a strategy.
I don't share anything
inside. So we're gonna put in the office that what is that comment? The office that can't be said. You said.
Oh yeah, if you want, like it.
Yeah,
you can find me on Facebook. I mean, if you want to. I mean, the picture is me, so you can see that if you want. But yeah,
And LinkedIn.
I've had jobs through the years that have had like social media stuff in them, and it's just nothing ever that I've ever like been able to like make work. And so I've just turned my energy internal versus like all of that stuff.
Well, it's certainly a pleasure meeting you, Brian.
Amen.
Home run after home run. Good golly, I want to do 2 of these books now. Well, Vance,
Yeah.
if you know other wonderful people that have great strategy,
Okay.
that kind of mindset that you shared, we certainly want to fill the book before November and have it out so people can have a better 2026.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you very much, gentlemen. It's been an honor.
Likewise,
Yeah.
likewise.
Absolutely. Thanks again, Vance.